Alright, if anyone's listening or on yet, gonna give people a chance to get in here. Trying to work with volume. It's not really going too well here, so bear with me. Hopefully, you could hear me okay. It's popping a little bit, but hold on. Let's double check everything. Seems like it's okay on this end. Okay. Alright. Yeah, let's transition into album review mode. Let's do it. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to do this with a little more structure this time because this time you could actually hear me right away. So, how I start these album reviews, we will look at the cover first, give that a score, go track by track, give each a score, and then go through the other elements real briefly at the end and give the whole album an overall score. And after that, we will discuss where it falls on his category of albums, where it falls in the list for me at least. Might be a lot of your same similar situations, as a lot of people might have felt the same way about my Slim Shady review. So let's get into this thing here. Alright, so we got the front of the cover here. We got the Ultra 85 cover art. Sam Spratt did this. It depicts a character that was created, and you could see this Adam 300 character. He is robotic type, so that explains that there. On the back, you get the track list, so we'll go through all these. We got 20 songs to discuss, and hopefully you enjoy what I have to offer here on expertise. Some of you may know my pedigree myself, have several projects out. So go listen to those. Being that this is a live from MARSTRADAMUS, I'm going to promote myself too, as well as get into this. Alright, so as you can see here, this cover looks really good. Now, last album review, the only thing I gave a 10 to was the cover, and we're going to do the same here. I cannot hate on covers or critique them because that is not something I'm an expert on myself, but I actually really like this and how it's laid out in the clouds and how the Adam 300 is actually like looking out into the distance like that. Interesting. I really like that. Um, so yeah, 10. And there cannot be any 10s on any other matters here that we review. Only the covers. Don't ask me why, because I just explained it. Okay. So first song, we got Paul Rodriguez. All right. Let's click. Let's get into this here. So those who don't know, Paul Rodriguez is a skateboarder. He has a speaking part in the beginning. So let's look at that real quick here. I gotta climb back up. Alright, so he's just basically saying that he can't believe that he's making him do that, as customary on some of the last few albums. So he came over, they were supposed to do something else, but he's got him on the album talking. It's pretty funny. Um, and this beat actually does sound like a Tony Hawk type beat here that would be on the game back in the day. And let's get into this. The actual meat and potatoes of it. So we start off with a fast-paced verse. As you can see, there's a lot of words and bars here. Let's go through it. The past, the present, the future, and yes, the beyond. I know you thought it was over, but you know it now. It's on. I was scared for years to do this album. How you follow up a classic? What's the outcome? Yeah. Um, Failure and tragedy. Now everybody's mad at me because I ain't make a carbon copy of my last shit. I can relate to that. People expect you to go one way, and when you do something else, it's not always taken in the right tone. But just pretty good bars right there. Boy snapping like elastic. Listen, feel the freedom. You could take him out on the field and lead him, but can you make him drink a bit? I'm being me the. All right, so more more fast-paced stuff here, and it keeps going. This is like a 9-minute song, so we're not gonna say every single word on this. The beat on this is insane, though. I mean, that alone is gonna give this a high score. All right, here's an interesting part. I'm smoking till I'm coughing, self-medicate to the coffin, 'cause in the end we all 6 feet, so I'm gonna be catching wreck to the day I die on these 6 beats. You MCs better retreat, cut off my legs below my knees and still can never defeat me. Black and white like 88 pianos, Lord of the Rings, my right hand look like Thanos, hairline like Fantano's, rocking a yellow flannel. Really good, just really good stuff there, bars wise. Um, the play with the six and the cough and stuff. Double entendres, pretty good stuff there. Um, the Lord of the Rings, my right hand looked like Thanos. And the little jab at Anthony Fantano, those who follow him, does some of this stuff. He does album reviews, in other words. They used to not get along, and now they're kind of close. It's kind of weird, but pretty funny how he's done a couple throws at him the last few. Alright. Slide it on this bitch like I'm Paul with the nollie. Flick the crook bitch. Wrong words. Skip that. I'm a prodigy. I leave them the shook ones. Know they know me, know how much it took. Back rack checkmate with the rook. I feel like Magnus. Logic on this beat, murder bitch. I'm toe tagging this. Yeah. It just keeps going with straight fast flow bars on this. And it just keeps going. Like I said, it's a 9-minute song, so a little shot at the labels there. As you may know, he went independent from Def Jam, so he's doing things more how he wanted to do it to begin with. So it's really good to see this. Oh, here's another part I like. Alright. Watch yourself, Logic, wild man. I'm not myself. This is for Nas, this is for RZA, this is for Jay, this is for Most, this is for Thought, this right here for Kanye. Even when he be wild and out, man, I listened to y'all when I was broken. I had shit. Y'all were there for me when my had shit. I can say the same for Jersey Drake, Kenny, and Cole, because we have family. This hip hop tree is all I know. All right, messed up, but as you can see, I can't. I could barely keep up, not knowing every single word. It's a quicker flow, like. You gotta listen to the song to understand that, but and then there's another long second verse. We're not gonna go too much into it. That first verse is really good. Third verse. Okay, and then it ends with a refrain, him saying 85 Ultra 85. He just keeps repeating it. Then there's a bridge. Welcome to the motherfucking future. Oh yeah, you motherfuckers better buckle up, man. We going to outer space with this one, y'all. Come on, come on. More refrain, Pimp C. He's used this before. That knocking, 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 knocking doors down, showing parts around. I'ma come through and show my wood pine. Knocking, knocking door. Alright, yeah, you get it, but he likes to sample that for some reason, and then there's at the end, which will be a mainstay on this album, is the end of the song skit, which I'm not really like a major fan of that. It should be its own like track, but He's already got 20 tracks. I don't know if that played into it or not, but it ends with that. You know, Thomas Kai are two members on Aquarius 3 on this one, so they're kind of having a discussion and getting to know each other on that. And then Roslyn is like the AI, I guess you would say it is. Yeah, it's the AI. All right, so they kind of have like a little skit there. Kind of, this is a concept album. Keep in mind, so just explains that and kind of sets the tone for where the journey's going on the album. So, all right, Paul Rodriguez, a 9-minute song. What am I giving the score is the question. Guys, we're starting off strong. This is going to be a 9-2 for me. So, the beat alone, that's already putting you in 8 range. And the bars on it just takes it a step above. The amount of bars that he's able to do on there without it feeling forced. The only reason it's not like a 9-5 or anything like that is the skit at the end kind of takes it a little longer than it should. But before that, almost elite in perfection of a track there. So, if you don't know my scale, it's very similar to the One Bite Pizza app scale, 1 through 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest you could get. Obviously, we're not going to see a lot of either of those, despite the cover being a 10 each time. So, an 8 generally means really good, 9 is greatness, 10 is perfect, so obviously nothing's really perfect, but 7 means quality, that you could listen to it, but it's not the best or one of your favorites on the album. 6, if it's in there, it's mid. Anything below is trash. So, yeah, this is a 9-2 for me, and that is Paul Rodriguez, the opening intro track to Ultra 85. All right, moving on. We got Mission Control next. Okay. So this is featuring T-Man the Wizard. As always, a lot of the tracks are going to be produced by these two, himself and Mr. Six, the Indian producer. As people know, I have much love for that. Alright, let's go. Alright, so this alright, I gotta play this. Hold on. Hold on, people. Hopefully you can't hear this too loud because copyright issues. I'm going to listen. I pretty much know Paul Rodriguez pretty good, so let me hear Mission Control again. Oh, the beat. Yeah, it's like a flipped sample loop kind of thing. Real simple sounding. Dun 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 dun. All right, I heard that. So the beat pretty good. Not as good as the first one, but pretty good. Um, so he starts off with a verse after the little intro part, of course. Open up the rhyme book and read the composition. I could truly give a fuck about the competition. I'm in another atmosphere. I'm on another mission. Yeah, you know that boy Logic put pen to the page like a petition. You a bitch, always switching up your whole position. I could see it in your face like an esthetician. Food for thought, this is the highest caliber nutrition. Everything come out my mouth, that's my own cognition. Now, alright, so yeah, it's using the same syllables at the end there. I like how people who could do a lot of bars on that same one and keep the flow, like with different words too. I mean, Ishin is pretty common at the end of words, so it kind of works pretty easily, but the flow on it is really insane. So really good first verse. It's T-Man the Wizard does the chorus. I remember when we didn't have any permission. Never forget we on a motherfucking mission. So it's kind of like the same bars there. All right. So then there's a little outro. Him and Gucci Mane. So lemon stuff there. All right. So much shorter track. Mission Control is track 2. Beat's pretty insane. The verse really good. Just wish it was a little bit longer of a song. Alright, so the score on this one, I'm gonna have to go 8-3. The beat kind of drives up that score a little bit, and the fact that he used a similar rhyme scheme, or the exact rhyme scheme at the end for each bar, I would say kind of hiked it up a little bit because it's short. Definitely not as good as the opening track, but pretty good stuff. So we're gonna give this a quality 8-3. Is that what I said? 8-3. So the first one was 9-3. This is 8-3. A point below. It kind of makes sense. I mean, it's really like the longevity missing and slightly the beat, so like half a point each. Alright, moving on. Again, sorry for the mic. I'm working with bare bones here. Deja Vu is track 3. Track 3. Alright, Deja Vu. So this features DJ Drama. Alright. So he does a little intro. I'm not going to repeat it. No mincy, like I've said in the past. Alright, then we go into a verse. Okay, I've been there, I've done that. This rap shit had to get around from that. My therapy helping the boy unpack. Yeah, the reason I left and don't want to come back. Made 100 million and was still depressed. Alright, so it goes into some good stuff here. Let's see. Good flow on this. Alright, here we go. I'd rather raise a family, rather be home and off my phone. And all these other rappers sounding like clones, leave me alone. You think you got better, get to praying. Who you know go to toe with them. Homicide might have to go again. Student of the game, I studied him. Jay-Z, Nasir, and Rakim. Bitch, I got a million plaques, a million tracks, a million racks, a million facts to let them all know that I'm ready to go fade away. So this uses like the fade away sound from The Incredible True Story, one of his classics. Obviously it goes into that with the chorus there. Steve Blum at the end. Ultra 85. Another like brief song here. Hold on guys, no free ads. Quality drink there. Alright, back to the topic though. So this song is kind of similar to the previous song, which is Mission Control. This is Deja Vu. Alright. Like the beat on it. The use of the sample, the callback to the album that was previously about space travel and these characters he created. Alright, so that being said here, It is similar to the previous track, but I like it a little better. So, it is an 8-4. Another quality song, not the greatest, but it is really good. Alright, so track 4. Track 4 is a skit, Glorious Ultra Panavision. So, as I mentioned, the skits on here are Thomas and Kai along with their AI Roslyn. So, they talk a little bit there about what they like. Let's see. Yeah, so obviously they're in the space station for most of their lives because Earth has been changed and destroyed and all that by war and you know, the aspects, threats that people hear about all the time, nuclear warfare. Hopefully we never live to see that, or anyone ever does, but this is a world where it happens. So Babel is the space station, Aquarius 3 is their small ship that they leave for this mission here. Backstory for you guys, but yeah, pretty much that's what this is here. It kind of talks about that. Skit wise, this is a difficult thing to put a score on. It's basically because this kind of like sets the plot, but it's not really like something that's supposed to be like great per se. It's like storyline. Hard to say, but as far as a skit scale, it's hard to like put it on the same scale as a regular track because the mission of a skit, no pun intended, is to set the other tracks up. So this one happens to tell a story because it's a concept album. That being said, really good 8-5. I mean, I'm going in an ascending order, I understand that, but we kind of have to call it what it is here. As far as skit, it's not on the same scale as the other songs, keep in mind. Alright. We got Fear next. So Fear was one of the first singles, I believe. It is the first. It is the first. Alright. So this has a music video, of course. It's actually about cross-dresser. I mean, me personally, I'm not a huge fan of that part of the video. I mean, to each his own, but yeah, I wouldn't have done that myself, but let him do what he wants. I mean, it is his. And as far as like this here, the chorus here, pretty simple, but it sounds good. I can't let you hold me back, oh no. And then it's got the nice little sound to it. Dun 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 dun. Alright. It's okay, chorus, but alright, so the verses is where it matters here, guys. Take a minute and think about what you're doing and why you're doing it, why you're pursuing it. Is it is you really happy? I've been all around the world and back again. I'm rapping in a microphone. I'll let them know that if you're coming at me, I'm gonna never give up, give a damn. I gotta live up to every single one of your expectations. I remember the moment of my life, the moment of eyesight, all up in the spotlight. People think we gotta be the perception. What you need is intervention. Everything that you be doing, be with intention. I hope every single one of you paying attention. All my... Okay, and then it goes to a bridge. I used to move a certain way because I was afraid that I would not be loved the way I deserved to be, till the day that fear deserted me. Deserved to be free and do whatever. So this is more pandering to like a pop type sound and woke like topics here, as he does a lot. He supports people in general, like different types of people from the norm. I believe because he feels himself that way. So, I mean, that's where I kind of get why he did the video the way he did, but because there's nothing about that in any of these bars here, so it makes sense. I like this part here. Um, I don't I don't know why I always lie to myself. I'm calling anybody for help. Me and my homies running around doing shit we ain't supposed to do. Getting high all night, then we turn on the local news. Another brother gunned down, don't know what we supposed to do. Trying to make it out. 45 in the waistband, out of place, man. I'm just trying to live my life. Alright, I can't really sing like he does, but the cadence of that kind of was there at the end there, but that part's pretty good. And then there's an outro, goes on for a while. Yeah, I mean this song tying in all aspects, including the video. Uh, we're gonna have to give it an 8.2 again. Really good. Not my favorite. It's got a good sound to it though, and some people may like this more than me. Um, the factor driving it down is a little bit of the video, and it's not like fully bar filled. So, myself as an audience member looks for more of that. But still, I mean, like I said, an 8 is really good. 9 is great. It's not a great song. It's really good. Lower 8, so it just kind of misses a little bit, but it's not terrible. Again, I'm being a critic because I kind of like am judging a lot of factors. Not to say you have to feel the same way about it with me, but here we go. Next, so that's an 8.2 for Fear. Fifth track, 6 is Favela. So this flute, some keys on there for the beat. Alright, I'm going to listen to this one, get myself in the mood again for it. Give me a minute here while I go through stupid ads on YouTube. So you see a little intro there, of course, just to set the mood. Heavy is the neck that wears the chain, gripping the grain, trying to maintain, feeling the weed through the blood to the brain, writing this lyrics in the back of a train, trying to sustain through the pain, been smoking and drinking a little bit more than I should, and I would do better, but I'm human, eyes on me like I'm Truman. Okay, I kind of get the gist of the song. So this is under 3 minutes, this song, by the way, so another brief escape through the page, contemplating my age, poetic justice for those who trust us. I ain't trying to beat 'em, no, we just us. Watch the gap bust, we get bread. Good stuff there. Wordplay's pretty fire there. I like the sound. So this is like a Dilla type sound to it, sampled and all that. Yeah, he recalls a time where a throwback PS3 playing Modern Warfare 2 at the favela, so that's where that name came from. It was Escape from Life at that time. Escape sicker than COVID 20. Okay. uh, got nothing to say about that. Smoking cigs after dark. We call that Nikki from the Under Pressure album. Alright, so it ends with an outro, of course. So, yeah, it was just brief again. So, this kind of falls into a weird spot because before I was saying, like, tracks that are shorter tend to be not great. So, I really like the bars and the sound on this, though. Beat, samples, all of that. I'm going to have to give it a higher score than some of the others. So, it's an 8.8. just because all those factors there. There was no video I didn't like, so was not on Fear's pull down methods there. um, yeah, I mean, nothing left to say there besides that it's close to great. I just wish it was a little longer to be in that great scale there. So 8/8. Gardens 3 is next. Track 7. So 8/8 for Favela. Gardens 3. Track number 7. We got the chorus. Kind of basic. But this is where it gets fun here. Jump on the Aquarius 3. It's just Quentin, Will, and me. We all headed to paradise, boy. I'm finna set you free. Feel like Vash the Stampede, gripping $6 billion double dollars. I'm far from scholar. Alright, so he goes into some bars, wordplay here. My wife is whiter than Yayo, but she not woke, she was never asleep. Boy on the creep like Tom York, Burgundy at Wally's with Egon, we sniffing the cork. Alright, so chorus again, second verse. Alright. Okay. A muzzle needed like Hannibal Lecter, far from a lecture, here to protect you if you need it. Pick up the pen and then bleed it. Pick up the mic, then read it. We do the show, then repeat it for the people that need it. Interesting sound there. So this then talks about the creation of the one and only Adam 300, that is. Artificial Tech Machina. So that's where Adam comes in, ATM or Adam. So yeah, it ends in a skit again, of course. Another one of those songs, and I already talked about what I thought about that, but alright, let's see. Gardens 3 has a really good sound to it. The wordplay is pretty good. However, it's not my favorite. This is going to be one that's kind of close to really good, but falls a little bit short. So we're going to give our first 7/9 out. Yeah, 7/9, guys. I mean, again, this might be controversial to some fans. This is how I'm calling it. I'm calling it a 7/9, which means good, not really good. Not saying I don't like it, so 7/9. And now here comes a really good run. So this middle part of the album is where he really gets into his own, and where the album picks up a lot more, in my opinion. So we're about to see some juice scores. Ghost in the Machine, track 8. It features Robert Ivory and Phil. I don't know how to pronounce that, so. All the time, Rap Pack, what's up? So starts with a little intro. Yeah, time is a drug and that shit is finite now. That's why I write about my presence so clean, grounded like a mezzanine, record raps like I'm a machine, word to major. College Park days, rockin' Swaver, homie. And then Minnie was free. Alright. So he goes, I'm a champ like Nori and nothing way down. No, the game can never ban me. I'm a renegade like M&J. Renegades, for those who don't know. It's a track. Interesting side piece there. So that was originally M and Royce. But then Royce kind of had like a falling out with Eminem. So he actually gave the track to Jay-Z. And Jay-Z recorded his verses to pre-recorded Eminem verses. So that is why it's even more interesting if they say Eminem beat Jay on that song, because Jay had already heard the bars Eminem laid in the chorus and all that, interesting, and he still lost. Say less. All right, nah, side piece, but back to this. Might as well be honest with what you say, because no matter how you feel, people finna hate you anyway. This is for a kid in the dorm with a dream of his own. Yeah, I can relate to that. Um, Now I'm a millionaire with a Dodd bot and a couple grand. Man, so cute. All right, that's like pure honesty there, I guess you'd say. Um, Wild stuff there. um, East side, west side, we ride, we all die. East side, west side, we ride, we die all for this. Oh my, I know why I can't fall for this. Oh my. Alright, that's a really good chorus actually. So this is Ade. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. So he's got pretty good bars. A lot of basketball references. You can tell he's a sports fan, much more than Logic is. Got good bars. Yeah. This song. All right. Great beat. Great bars by both. Great chorus. So you heard a lot of greats. So this is gonna be, since Paul Rodriguez, that was our only 9 track-wise so far. Now, this, is it as good as Paul Rodriguez? No. So 9-1. 9-1. Yeah, I mean, it's a great song. One of the best on the album. Now, we're going to hear a lot more of that coming up. Interstellar. Next song. Track number 9. This features Lucy Rose, he's used previous albums. One of them included the Young Sinatra 4 album. I forget which track it was, but I really like that one. 'Cause they can't take it. I can't sing like her, so I'm not even going to try. In a hotel room, contemplating my death. I've been on tour so long, feel like I ain't nothing left. It's in these moments that I find freedom. In the midst of a bad day, good thoughts, I greet 'em. When I'm riddled with anxiety, it's hard to find sobriety. I'm being honest now entirely, physically and mentally drained, but no matter how life moves, do my best to maintain. Alright, we're not going to do all the bars here, of course. Scroll through it, though. I don't know why the Genius ad keeps coming up on, I mean, it is their page, I get it, but relax. This is an interesting part. Like, he talks about how, like, you're just one of many, and, like, this is here, like, putting in perspective how much more people have it worse, like, how many people die. Like, he puts numbers to it. That's pretty interesting to do in a song like this. Chorus again, then there's an outro. It's not the longest of songs, still really good. We're going to give this an 8-7. 8-7, yeah. It's got a good sound to it. Chorus is pretty good. Bars are pretty good, and it's got a good story to it. I like how he put a big boost there, was how he like put out numbers like that and like detailed what he's actually talking about. It's interesting. I'm just putting it out there as like different, so being different helps. Alright, so we're at the midway point now with In Retrospect, one of my favorite songs here, so I kind of gave that away just now. Alright, so this is T-Man, the Wizard again with him. We are money on my mind here. I'm not coming. Alright, let me listen to this because let me give it a fair score. Bear with me, guys. So this has got like a rock-inspired song. Your money on my mind. Here we are, place most never find. We are. Beat's amazing on this, by the way. Here we are, a lifetime from the ground. I can't sing good. Yeah. Alright. So the chorus, it's entrancing. So, I mean, as someone who likes that kind of sound, wishes he could does it as good as himself. So that's a big factor there. All right, into the verse. It's going down like that. Maybach, I'm living it up like I never could in the days way back. Write it, record it, let the people absorb it. I'm morbid and want more of it. On the 101, flooring it. The definition of a smearical rapper. It's been a decade. It's a miracle. I'm still a rapper now. Yet you the furthest from innovative. No wonder the people hate it. In the back of a Mercedes, getting faded. So the beat kind of, his flow kind of switches. When it comes to the flow, you know I confiscated them, made it better. I pull the strings like the guitarist in Greta Van Fleet. I can't meet at the pinnacle like Everest, like Mike Posner. Far from a poser, my flows are crazy. I thought I told you. Better hold your money tight for I snatch that shit, roll it, light up, and pass that shit. Alright, so this is like quality bars, just going right at it. No Mincy. So it's being one with himself on these bars too, like it's not overly done. Back to the chorus. Then there's an outro with the Thomas and Kai talking about how AI kind of played a factor there. As you could see, the nukes that I was talking about before, why Earth was destroyed. Alright. So, great song I mentioned. This for me is getting a 9.5. The chorus, the instrumental, the bars on it. It's not like short verse, even though it's only one. And it's like straight fire bars too. It's like no bullshitting around. Yeah, 9.5. I get lost in this song, really. And another good one, 44 Ever. So this kind of goes along with his theme of 44 stuff. Like 44 bars, 44 more, 44 ever. Day one, day one, day one. This is from a fake one. Smoke of that 1-to-1 till it's all done. And Post give me that good shit. And Atlanta wish a motherfucker would shit. Hotter than Teflon, sipping liquor with Efron, sipping liquor with Zach in the back of the green room. Yeah, that's me and my team room. Hey, me and Khalifa done hit like a million cities, so he did a tour with Wiz Khalifa. Yeah, Kung Fu Kenny mentioned. Not Like Us is pretty poppin' when he was probably writing this. Okay, he talks about injections. Um, Using the bills like William. A lot of people do that. LASIK. The sound on this is pretty fire, though. Now, score. This is not as good as the last track, as you could tell. I'm debating hard with this one. It's not great, in my opinion, as far as nines, so I'm going to call it. Oh, man. It's a tough one. This is the first one I actually have to, consider. But I'm going to give this a solid 8-8. It just... I just wish there was a little bit more to it. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's again not knocking because on my scale an 8-8, He's really, really good, so he's just missing that great level. Love Me. Okay. I mean, the worst part of that song is that it's following some of the greatest songs in the album. There's more coming, by the way, but that's kind of by itself. You would think it's actually a good score there. All right, all right. So we got "Love Me." Okay, give me a moment to think. Give me a moment to blink. Give me a moment to get it all. Living in a brand new world with a brand new way that the people think. Hmm. Give me the light. Give me the light. Give me the light. I want to. All right, so this has a couple verses on it. Doc D mentioned. Um, for those not like hyper fans like me, Doc D, Doctor Destruction is a tribute to MF Doom. He did a mixtape as Doc D a few years ago. Actually, really liked it, and it has that space type theme. So the way he mentions it on this song here is pretty interesting. I'm curious, like, if he will ever like unite the two like realms together, Doc D and the people on Aquarius 3. Notice that rhymes. Just a little conspiracy there. All right, but the song itself, "Love Me." I'm thinking like an 8-3 here. 8-3, yeah. Good sound. Not the best, but as far as the song goes, it's pretty good here. I mean, it's got a good sound to it. That's what saves it, really. And listen for yourself too. All right, next we got Planet Death, which is a skit. It's actually the setting is a neurology, neuropathic game that they're playing on the ship. So it's actually like Quentin Thomas, William Kai, the two guys on the Aquarius 3, and I guess they're battling this boss here on this planet Death here called Enron Solstice. This Roman Colosseum of the Stars. So did Romans like find a way into space? Well, I guess at this point they probably could, but back then. All right, so yeah, they get out of it. He talks about Quentin talks. He's a little older, so he talks about how he doesn't really get it. Actually, likes chess better. Interesting little. All right, so track 14 is Teleport. Oh, I forgot to give that skit a score. Hold on. The skit, like I said before, different scale, Planet Death. We're gonna give that 8-7 because I really liked it. It sounds like a movie, kind of like you have to listen to it. The setting's really good on it. Transition from the game to them having a conversation was really good. 8-7. Teleport next. Teleport. Alright. Bitch, you bugging me like ziz. Bitch, you bugging me like ziz. Yeah, so what you mean? Gotta get my green, gotta get my mind right. I'm a fiend for the like, head to the light. It might seem what I like, but it's not. Everybody wanna get, but they don't get. Disciplined Bobby's on that and got big M's like Michigan. Don't think they listen. Yeah, suck on my blood type. Be positive logic. Was born to rise to the occasion. It's my obvious. My hobby was rhyming. Haas Mohav. Adopted name of logic. Sacrifice soul of Bobby. Uh, Made some friends and I made some M's and I copped that Benz. Got a song with the Woo. Got a song with the M. Feel like this high will never end. But it's all pretend. On top of the world. Got a divorce in front of the world. Got a new girl, what do I see? My face on the cover of TMZ, private jet, bad bitch and me. I'm a slave, no, I'm not free. Have no bargain, have no plea, accepting my whole destiny. bugging out like zzz, teleport, teleport. When I was a little boy living in the void, I was never joyed. World destroyed before it began. Never had a man, never had a fear to hold my hand. Who would understand? Teleport, teleport. 7 years old, I'm covered in blood. A man on the floor. I like how he like teleports to different times of his life on this one. This is the best part of the song here. Yeah, you could read that there. Talks about being molested. How his dad disowned him kind of there. They actually made up recently, as seen on his podcast. He selling out the garden. Then he talked about his son being born. Yep. So like a little teleportation. Interesting to go along with the theme of the album too. But alright, so teleport. The beat sounds really good. The bars on it, pretty good there. I mean, look for yourself, especially that last verse, how he was teleporting from different points of his life. Tied all together. This also got a video too where he's like kind of just in a room rapping, so a lot better than the other one. Alright, so believe it or not, we're giving this 9-1. Another 9. It's just a quality, great track there. Kind of on the precipice of pretty good and great. I gave it the benefit of the doubt because of the quality video. And that is 9-1. What do we got up next? Track 15. It's Chess, as alluded to in Planet Death. So Chess, Thomas Kai and Roslyn, they're simulating playing chess, obviously there. Talks about how he got good at chess. Not really much there. I mean, it just kind of goes along with the story. So we're going to give it a 7.5. Not much to say. But, oh, here we go. Another run. Track 16, Antidote. So this is more like a trap sound, like that the type of stuff he does more on like Tarantino stuff, but sort of make go over your head like Michelangelo. I got my shirt off in this hoe like I'm D'Angelo. You got that whack shit in your place. This the antidote. Bitch is bad as fuck. Got 2 kids sipping, yeah, she smoke. This sort of make go over your head like Michelangelo. I got my shirt off in this hoe like I'm D'Angelo. Alright, you get it. Chorus. Alright, so next we got Z Loopers, who's featured. Pretty decent stuff there. Back to the chorus. Interlude made $1 million and another. Alright, so he actually whispers this part. So, made $1 million, another $1 million, made it out. Use it. Only fucking with the clout because your money running out. I see the drought. You the fuck you talking about? Everyone know you a bitch. Ain't taking it down. You a bitch. You a punk. You a disgrace. Get this money. Get it from me. Get bread. Don't get crummy. I'm the one bitches want. The left, the right, the black, the white, the complication of the game, erasing the name, paying with a lot of money. Alright, so this is more of like braggadocious stuff. It's good stuff though. I mean, like bars wise, it's got good sound to it. The beat's pretty good on this one. The chorus is great, so how does this all tie in? This is the fun part of the selection here. So, to me, this track's a little better than Teleport, believe it or not. So, Antidote, I'm going to give another 9.3 out. Yep. It is lower than in retrospect, so that was a 9.5. This is one of the better ones so far. But guess what? Here comes Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, track 17. So this has a really good sound to it, by the way. The beat on it is pretty good. Let me try to mimic like the sounds like in the beginning. Hold on. You always win. Logic's favorite Quentin Tarantino movie is one. All right, yeah, so I got it. Then he goes into AO 1, 2, 3, 4, Kill Bill, Jackie Brown, Pulp Fiction, and Reservoir. Peep the lore, cinematic metaphor. 9 years since I did the incredible true story. Now let me break down my career through the films in this category. So, those who are not cinematic freaks like me, those are some of his best albums. I mean, best movies that he likes. Big fan of Quentin Tarantino, obviously. Um, all those are pretty real. Like, I've seen Pulp Fiction myself, Reservoir. I don't think I've ever watched like all Kill Bill and Jackie Brown, but good stuff there. By the way, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I have seen multiple times. That's his favorite on this. So, and he goes into more stuff. Really quality wordplay and bars. Talks about a lot of movies, obviously. See, I discovered hip hop through Volume 1, which is Kill Bill. Tarantino hit the RZA being leader of the Wu-Tang. Left the whole world stunned. Now I heard of Wu-Tang, but never truly knew the game, as in hip hop. So he discovered it from his love of movies, and obviously RZA was on that soundtrack there. First scene of the movie, Nancy Sinatra, bang bang, sample that shit through the MPC and applied the swing. I'm down the rabbit hole. 36 Chambers released the Catapult. 36 Chambers being the Wu-Tang's first album. So, nice little play with words there. Next thing I know, I'm bumping Only Built for Cuban Links. If you don't know that album, go check it out. The one and only Chef Raekwon. Build my armor like a Brinks. Supreme clientele got me out here wanna be rockin' minks. Clientele. Supreme clientele. Supreme clientele. Ghostface killer. No one is iller. Yeah, Ghostface. So those are some of his like inspirations there. And then Nas is up next. Queensbridge, where them gangsters pump text. Yeah. Nas, obviously people know, like, if they know me personally. Then I discovered Rat Pack, sipping scotch at the Santa, rocking suits. Sinatra there. So blend that all together. That's where you get the Young Sinatra, which is his first few mixtapes, titled Young Sinatra 1, 2, 3. So that's where he came up with that, like mixing all of those together. These bars are freaking insane though, like Delphonics mention, flip the track like I'm Stuntman Mike, I'm feeling death proof. Moment I left the booth, now check the proof. I dropped Bobby Tarantino in the Valley of Encino. Could finally feel the heat like De Niro and Al Pacino. Ha! Heat was a good movie. Great movie. Alright, so De Niro and Al Pacino, like, great actors. Everyone knows them. I would hope so. Alright, every track that I record feel like another Nazi scout. I'm Django. Alright, little there. Sam Jack, as in Samuel Jackson, in Hateful Eight, coming to face faith with his fate. It's me in 16 millimeters for my dream. I guess it all started with Kill Bill, but after a couple mil, started to feel like they didn't respect the skills. So still I tame with living in a dream in a four-story crib. I can't. Rick Dalton, like, callbacks there, like relating himself to Rick Dalton, who is the guy who is basically the main character, I would say, of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, even though there's like several like main characters in that. Rick Dalton. Dinner party next to Polanski and Tate. So this is coming from that story there. Christopher Lloyd with the little callback there. Rick again. A lot of Hollywood type stuff on this Beatrix. Rick Dalton again, older and wiser, walking up the driveway. I'll never have the passion I once did. It's understood. It's all good once upon a time in Hollywood. So he left Hollywood. As people may know, he lives in Oregon now. So Rick Dalton kind of like walked away from that. All right. Yeah, this one. This is going to be the highest score yet. The exact score I want to give it. We're going to have to call it a 9-7, guys. I didn't want to do it, but I got to call it like it is. We tell the truth here. 9-7 for me. It doesn't get much better, honestly. Like, the way he tied in, like, that whole assimilating himself to Rick Dalton. What gets me as a movie addict as well, tying that into himself. Good bars, too. Like, the sound, too. Like, the samples he uses. And the little mixes in there with, like, the once in the beginning. You should listen to that part if you haven't already. Yeah, wow, 9-7. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Alright, Peace, Love, and Positivity. PLP for short. Yeah, doing 70 on this highway in the back of the bus. I'm busting my mind open, hoping these lyrics connect like Tetris effect. Retrospect got me in a state of constant reflection. Yeah, I would go for that times. Corrections, I was destined to manifest in something much different. I'm living this way off of what should have been my fate. Living in the constant state of what the fuck should I create? Because I can do it all, yeah, so obviously he does multiple media stuff. A 17 in the Stairway, Hustle and Drugs, listen to Grand Mess by Jizza and Muggs. The Jizza. Good bars on this one. So it ends with that skit again. Of course, talking about how he wants to lay the foundation there, which he, as in Quentin. Alright, so all this together. Peace, Love, and Positivity. You're getting an 8-7. I mean, there's a lot of like high scores on this album. You kind of get the gist of where I'm going to go. City in the Stars is next, so 8-7 for track 18, Peace, Love, and Positivity. Alright, featuring Robert Ivory on track 19, City in the Stars. You'll be shooting from afar, you'll be ignited. They don't. So Robert Ivory does the first verse. Good stuff there. Come on, tell me what it takes to really know the reason why you want to make it by any means. Living the dream when you focus on your self-esteem. Alright, let's see. I like the sound on this. At the end, it's just Thomas saying the order of the Ultra 85. In a way, kind of like wrapping it up. Alright, this one, I'll take it back a little notch to 8.5. It's right in between, like, really good and great. Kind of ending that whole really good run there. Not including, obviously, the skits itself. Like, Chess didn't really have a good score, but Antidote, Teleport, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Peace, Love, and Positivity, all above that. Alright, so not track 20. This is the outro song. I remember I didn't believe in myself, but you was right there believing in me. I remember I didn't believe in myself, but you were right there believing in me. I didn't believe on the inside. No, I didn't believe on the inside. Like, it kind of reminds me of like Inside featuring like Cynthia Erivo on BT3, Bobby Tarantino 3. Wonder if he made that around the same time. Then he goes back. So it's just basically like chorus, post chorus for the beginning there. Keeps going back and forth for me. Really like that part, to be honest with you. It sounds good. I mean, I know it seems simple for me, like doing it, but the way the instrumental works with the words. Now the verse. I know you're thinking you think you know it all. Running your mouth behind my back, you just mad you're not involved. Over here, no, I finally see clear though. Stop running from the fear, no, I can't let them hold me back. You know I've been sitting sideways on this venture through life. Let me get it right now, cause we now make it somehow. The shit come in phases, age is nothing but a blessing. Who you testing? That's the question. You don't think twice, it's advice. Could you sit free? So I'm gonna double down on being me, nothing but peace, love, and positivity. In a league of my own, just me and my homies. You don't know me if you ain't never come around my block. Just stop it. I already got it. Everything I need in this life. Everything I need in this life. Everything in this life. Everything I need. I remember I didn't believe in myself, but you was right there believing in me. Alright, then it goes to an outro. No, no, no. I didn't believe. Alright, so outro obviously got to end with the folks up in Aquarius 3. Quentin Thomas docking back at Babel with Thomas there. As in Thomas Kai. I say Thomas Scott. Alright. Alright, so track 20, the outro. Thank you for believing in me. Believe it or not, play on words again. 9-1. So another 9. We have a lot of 9s on this album. Mostly 8, high 8s, like 9s and 8s, high 8s. There's a few, obviously there's a few like mid to low 8s, which is still really good. There's one like good track. I think that was like a 7.5 I gave it. That was Chess. Yeah, Chess. Alright. And then I think Love Me was 7.9. Was that a 7.9? Yeah. So, as far as like overall goes, when you got 20 songs, most of them in the high 8s and 9s, catch my drift there. Now when you play in the other aspects here, so let me pull it back here, guys. Layered it out for you. Track by track we went. You heard a lot of really good scores, great scores, a few good scores. So, we know every song is not going to be great. That being said, there's only a couple of them. Now the other aspects as well, so we're going to say artistry. It flows really good being a concept album. And how he jumps into different points, not just making it about like the guys on the ship. It's actually like tying things into his real life with songs that hit and bars that match that energy. Most of the beats are insanely good. So that's where it kind of differs from the previous album I reviewed, which is Death of Slim Shady. Not every one of his beats is like insanely good on that one. So, this is going to play a big factor on that decision of my score for overall in this album, Ultra 85. Artistry is great. Um, the length is kind of perfect. I mean, it's not long, not short. There's some mixes of like short songs and medium and one or two long ones. So quality. Does it line up with my expectations as well? Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're going to tease something this long like Ultra 85, you're going to want to deliver. And with these bars, the beat selection, the concept, he definitely delivered on it. So it was a little better than expected, some would say. I've seen like on posts, not that affects my score, but people were actually surprised that don't regularly listen. So, next, we're going to talk about, let's see, what are we missing here? Now, if you care about features, that's one thing that's kind of light on this album. I mean, he used some of his regular, like, but also missing some other regulars that would normally be on it. Not that that plays a huge factor, though, because some albums could be really great with zero features, aka, what are we going to say, guys? J. Cole's Forest Hills Drive. That one, zero features. So, don't let features tell you what to score an album. In other words, to this album, it works good with what he chose. Alright, so, we know the scale. 8's being really good. Great is in the 9s. So this is where the score is going to kind of ring bells a little bit. Overall, I'm going to have to give this album a 9.3. Bam. 9.3. A 9.3, guys. Can you picture like what I'm saying there? So, for me, a 9 has to be great. It has to be in your elite albums. Top 3 even. Now, for those who don't know the extensive album list he has, let's look that up for you. So let's tell you why this is important. Look at all these well, summer soundtrack. Look at all the albums though. Alright, so that's just an EP, don't really count that. These, that's from the mixtape days. We got Barrel v. Tarantino 3, 2, 1. Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, College Park recently. Final Days, Young Sinatra 4, that's an album. No Pressure, Bobby Tarantino. I already said everybody, I wouldn't say that's his best. Credible True Story, which is this kind of like a prequel to Under Pressure was the first, Ultra 85. Am I missing any on those? Let's check. Those are just the studio albums. Let's see. You classify those as mixtapes, okay. Well, the Bobby Tarantino I meant to point to. That's, yeah, that is one. Wow. Alright. Yeah, so let's just talk studio albums. So, 9.3 here. Is it better than College Park? Yes. Is it better than Vinyl Days? Yes. No Pressure? Yes. Confession of a Dangerous Mind? Yes. Young Sinatra 4? Believe it or not? Yes. Credible True Story? That's where it gets murky. Under Pressure? Yep. So, there's only one other that I would put it up with. Top three. Top three, guys. I would say probably put this number 2 right now behind Incredible True Story. And for third, actually going to go with Young Sinatra 4. Just because the way that album was built, the Wu-Tang feature really helped me there. He got the entire Wu-Tang clan together on one song. On his album, not theirs. As you can see, it did really good as well. I like a lot of the songs on there, and I don't know if you've heard like the song with Wale too. Like, what's that called again? Runnin'? Is it Runnin'? It was used on a few movies. There's a lot of good songs on there. Say that's number 3 for me. So yeah, for my top 3, it goes The Incredible True Story 1, Ultra 85 2, and number 3 would be Young Sinatra 4. Backstory, I kind of started listening around YSIV, Young Sinatra 4, regularly at least. I obviously heard about him before that. But obviously, me being an artist, I go back and study the ones I've missed. So I've heard all these. Now, the fact that it's up there with the 3, I mean, that was 2015, almost a decade later. This one's 2018, a little bit closer, like 6 years ago. Like I said, that's kind of where I started listening. After that, I mean, let's do a top 5 of just studio albums themselves. Say College Park and Vinyl Days 4 and 5, No Pressure 6, Under Pressure 7, that leaves, alright, so Confessions of a Dangerous Mind and Everybody. Say Confessions 8 and Everybody 9. So that's how I like labeled them out. I know it kind of shows like everybody did really good numbers, but a lot of that is due to the Suicide Hotline song. Like true fans didn't really like vibe with that album as much. He did good on it himself, but yeah. And then Confessions, another like similar one. He talked a lot about like social media, like pressure getting to him. So that explains why those 2 are at the end, but like top 3, like pretty fire stuff. So if I'm giving this a 9, I said 9.3, guys. This discography has got some great songs, great albums. Yeah. So that's kind of where it lies on that. So timeline wise, almost a decade later from The Incredible True Story, kind of mirrors like the whole, well, 2 decades for the death of Slim Shady, how it mirrors that. How his top 3 albums, that one's a 4th for me, but Ultra 85 by Logic is top 3 Logic albums for me. And I would argue like it's got to be right now the top album of this year. Year's not done though, so there's some rumored albums coming out. We'll see what comes to be, and you'll see from me. But today we got a 9.3 from Ultra 85 by Logic. Yeah, if you want to see any more of my stuff, feel free to listen. So that kind of wraps this up today. I know it took a while. This was a great album. 9-3 on the board for you. So you see some of his hits there. All great songs. Yeah, guys. Till next time, hope you enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe. MARSTRADAMUS signing out.